The seeds were planted when I was much younger, actually. My dad's a family doctor. My mum ran the local pharmacy where I grew up. And I grew up watching them day in, day out make a difference to our community. And I worked in my mum's chemist and I delivered medicines. And I'd always remember what people would say about my parents to me and the difference they made to their lives. And I thought one day, if I could do the same thing, making a difference to a community the way my parents did, then I'd be happy.
Specifically?
Well, because I, obviously wasn't good enough at science to be a doctor. But no, I mean, I'm very interested in economics and that side of things and public policy. So I think for me, being an MP and a good local MP is a way for me to help people, and then hopefully, make a difference here one day as well.
But, how did the active interest start? I mean, that's where you thought about this, but when did it become a career for you?
I mean, it's only very recently.
Yeah.
I'm one of these people who thinks, I think Parliament benefits from members who have had experience outside of politics. Whether that's in teaching, law, or in my case, in business and finance. I think if you can bring that experience from another career into the Houses of Parliament, and that will help you be a better politician, help you make good policy. So for me, it was a late transition.
And was there a conversation with Mr. Murthy, your father-in-law? Did he sort of give you advice on whether this was the right thing to do or not? Because, the question on whether he will get into politics in India has been on for a while now.
Yeah. No, well, there have been many conversations from a very early time, actually, because something I spoke to him about years ago when we first met, and so he's known it's always been an ambition of mine, and he's been incredibly supportive. I think I'd say probably he's been my #1 supporter.
He actually went out campaigning for you, I believe.
Yeah, he flew in just in time for the elections, and it was a rare change for him. He was just told what to do. So we gave him a bag and some leaflets, and he had to go out and deliver leaflets and largely just be polite to everyone and not engage them in too much debate, which I think he managed admirably.
So how did this constituency happen for you? And I believe it was fairly competitive as well.
Yes, when William Hague, who was the previous Secretary of State, our Foreign Secretary, retired, the local association in Richmond, which is my constituency in Yorkshire, ran a selection process, and they received over 200 applications to take William's spot. And, over the process of some weeks and months of interviews and tests, they whittled it down, and, in the final meeting, I was elected by the local members, with over 50% of the vote.
So it's a safe seat for the Tories, but, you're clearly the minority there.
Well, it historically has been a Conservative seat, you're right, but, you don't take anything for granted. I mean, you'll
Not
see...
in politics, but still.
Yeah, I mean, you see what's happening in this country, in Scotland, which used to be a Labour stronghold and is now all gone. So, don't take anything for granted. You have to win people's respect. And I think, you made the point about minority. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, what your background is. I think it matters what your values are and what you're going to do for people. And I think if you can show them that your values are similar and you're going to work hard for them...
But it was never a factor, you think?
In what part? In
getting into politics, and specifically as far as this particular constituency was concerned, was it hard to try and convince people to look beyond ethnicity and so on and so forth?
No, well, you look at the election result. I mean, we were really happy. We won over 50% of the vote. I had a great team. We worked very hard, and I think that's a testament to the work that we put in, and hopefully...
Did you own your ethnicity?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
I'm sure entirely what you mean. But no, I'm very comfortable in my skin, if that's what you mean. And, I think people, as I said, they're not focused on that. They're focused on, what do you believe in, what do you stand for, and what are you going to do for us if we elect you to represent us in Parliament. And that's what most of the conversations are about.